Channel 3 Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
All right, we start your morning with breaking news where a Waterbury police officer is now in the hospital. He was shot in the leg just late last night.
So police tell us they have 3 suspects in custody this morning. We do have team coverage for you of this breaking situation from overnight. Your reporter Roger Susanna breaking down the latest information that we get from police.
Your reporter Matt McFarland now working to hear from neighbors about how they reacted to hearing all those gunshots. Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Tracey McCain.
And I'm Caitlin Francis. Of course, we're going to get to that breaking news in just a second here. But first, we're going to get to meteorologist Scott Gagliardi. Scott, we just learned that those snow totals for the weekend are going to be a little bit higher than what we thought.
They were, yeah. We had, if you tuned in this morning, Scott Gagliardi, we upped those totals. And things are looking a little bit more on the aggressive side in terms of not just the snow, but a freezing rain potential. So right now, we have those first alert weather days, Saturday into Sunday. The snow starts in the afternoon. Anytime after, say, 12 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, the snow starts even along the shoreline, poor visibility, travel issues as well. Then we change over Saturday night, say anytime after midnight, to sleet, and then especially that freezing rain, icing, possible if not likely, especially for some of the inland towns. And then by Sunday, continuing that icy mix, a chilly, cold rain along the shoreline. And considering the snowpack, not just what we have out there, but what we'll be seeing on Saturday, some of that flooding, at least in some of the poor drainage areas, could be a problem. Now, right now, any alerts? You see the winter storm watches for Litchfield and Hartford County. Everybody else in a winter weather advisory, regardless, no matter if you're a watch, the warning, or the advisory, it's issues coming this weekend from start to finish. Temperatures out there this morning, though, it's chilly. Notice these temperatures in the 20s, even a couple low 30s, but you're dressing for teens and low 20s. There's a wind out there. It's going to continue throughout the day. We have that wind advisory in effect through this afternoon as well. So expecting wind gusts up and over 30 to near 40 miles per hour. A live look outside in Windsor Locks at Bradley. It's 28 degrees. The wind there gusty out of the northwest at 13. New Haven, a pretty shot there, 31 degrees. That northwest wind, though, at 8 will be picking up throughout the afternoon. Notice everybody, those northwest breezes sustained 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting over 20 to 25 miles per hour, even throughout the afternoon hours, over 30 to 40 likely. Notice throughout the evening hours, though, things begin to calm down. First alert live radar can't rule out a flurry through parts of New London County. And just a quick teaser to what we're looking at in terms of the icing potential. Yeah, it's definitely there this weekend. We'll go into more detail about this as well as the snow totals. That's all coming up in just a few minutes. Good morning, Kate.
All right, good morning, Scott. Good morning, everyone. Following this first alert here for you, this is right in Hartford. We've had a busy morning in the capital city. 84 eastbound between exits 49 and 50. 2 right lanes there are blocked off. You can see those flashing lights set up there. We've got state police on scene, so make sure that you're just slowing it down through the area. That's as you're approaching the tunnel there. You can see the merge to 91 and continuing on to 84 eastbound. But again, between exits 49 and 50 before you approach the tunnel. Rest of the state, not doing bad. Live look outside in Waterbury, Middletown, and Meriden. Bright sunshine out there. You'll need the sunglasses. Sun glare could be a little bit of an issue. And we'll get you your drive times as you're getting ready to head out the door, heading to work or bringing the kids to school on your Valentine's Day. 91, 84, and 95. All moving along. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
All right, let's get right to breaking news happening right now in Waterbury, where a police officer is recovering from a gunshot to his leg.
So your reporter Roger Susanna back at the scene on Norman Street, bringing us the very latest information from police. Roger, you got an update about a half hour ago. What's the latest?
Yeah, man, oh man, there's a whole lot going on connected to this case. Sources close to this situation just told us earlier this morning that a police canine was here at this scene and may have actually helped apprehend the 3 suspects who are all behind bars right now. We also can tell you that the injured officer is expected to be all right. Again, he was shot in the leg. Again, this is a live look at the scene near Norman Street here in Waterbury. Now, this all began last night when officers with Waterbury PD's auto theft unit were out investigating a whole bunch of carjackings in the west end of the city. Now, police say they spotted a few suspects on Norman Street, and at some point, investigators tell us one of those suspects flashed a gun and just started squeezing the trigger. We know at least 1 bullet tore through an officer's leg. Again, crews rushed him to a local hospital, and again, he is expected to be all right. But right now, the investigation is continuing, and one thing officers are exploring is whether the shooting is connected with a high-speed chase that happened in Watertown. Earlier, police there spotted a white Ford Explorer that they believe was involved in a violent crime in Waterbury. They tried to catch that driver and those suspects, but apparently they were able to give them the slip. So again, investigators are trying to figure out if those 2 situations could be connected. At this point, we do know the 3 suspects have not yet been identified, and that injured officer has also not been identified. But again, we do know he's expected to be all right. Reporting live in Waterbury this morning, I'm Roger Suzanne, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Roger, thank you. And your reporter, Matt McFarland, also staying on top of this story for us right now.
He's been talking with neighbors this morning about the scary scene that played out in their neighborhood. So, Matt, what can you tell us?
Well, Tracey and Caitlin, pretty startling for neighbors. They tell us this is typically a pretty quiet area. Anything but last night, though, when those bullets started flying. Again, a live look here at the scene, that state police major crime van. They've been out here all morning. We've seen detectives coming in and out, gathering evidence. Neighbors tell us they heard a number of gunshots, then saw police officers chasing the suspects down the street, running into neighbors' yards, followed by lots of screaming and yelling, police cruisers flying down the street. Here's how neighbors described what led up to it all.
I heard 5 or 6 gunshots in a row, real loud. I knew it was close. A gap of a few seconds, and then a few more gunshots. To me, it sounded like somebody shooting back at someone.
I came outside. There was a big commotion. I heard a few gunshots. After that, police saw me outside. Had to lift my hands up, letting them know it wasn't me. They were looking.
And those neighbors tell us they are just relieved to know that that officer is going to be okay, and those 3 suspects are now in custody. Your reporter live in Waterbury, Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Matt. This morning, we also know the officer shot was part of the Waterbury Police Department's auto theft task force. And according to the city, the chief created it after an increase in cars being stolen and carjackings also on the rise. This task force focuses on identifying theft patterns, investigating crimes, and working with other agencies.
And just days ago, we brought this to you here on Eyewitness News. That same task force released video of a stolen car ramming into a police cruiser. The department says they shared the video to highlight the dangers the auto task force faces in their work. Police say the task force has tracked down at least 35 stolen vehicles in the city so far this year. However, that number significantly down from this time last year with 94 vehicles. Obviously, many questions at the top of your mind here this morning as you're waking up with us. This is a very active, developing story. We're going to send you the breaking updates right through the WFSB app. You can scan that QR code on your screen if you haven't already. You'll get those push alerts sent straight to your phone.
Well, this morning, a Windsor police officer is under investigation for shooting at a suspect instead of using his taser and then allegedly lying about it.
Body camera footage shows us how that situation played out.
Yo, stop running! I'm a agent. Oh, shit. Oh, now you do that.
The suspect who was running away was not hit, but he was being taken into custody. He questioned Officer Brandon Thomas about why he shot at him. Thomas, though, denies using his gun.
He shot a gun at me.
No, I didn't.
I heard a gun.
That wasn't me, bro.
Well, this all played out on January 30th as police were investigating a misused license plate. Windsor police say Officer Thomas is on limited duty as the state investigates.
7:08 today, Connecticut joins 19 other states in recognizing Make Our Schools Safe Day to mark the 7th anniversary of the deadly school shooting in Parkland, Florida. State lawmakers are considering passing Alyssa's law aimed at improving emergency response at public schools. If passed, public schools in our state would be given new technology that would instantly initiate lockdowns and alert police in the event of an emergency. 7 states have already adopted Alyssa's law, named for a 14-year-old who was killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School back in 2018.
Well, happening today, a wish granted for a young girl with a rare disease.
It's a nice way to start your Friday morning. 3-year-old Haley Wetmore of Newington was born with a rare condition which affects much of her body. She's preparing for a very lengthy surgical process. It's expected to last weeks. So, since she's going to be in the hospital, she wants to decorate her room with first responder patches.
I think we can help her out with that. Her family put the call out on social media too, and they were soon inundated with offers to help.
Each patch came from somebody who said, let me send this to this little girl. And to us, that means, more to us than we could ever put into words.
It's just so heartwarming. Hopefully we can continue to get her those patches. This afternoon, Haley and her family will get a bunch of them picked up at the Rocky Hill Fire Station from State Police.
And of course, there's a way for you to help too. All that information is on our website. Scott, you could ask for anything in the world, and she asked for EMS patches.
Isn't that adorable?
Yeah.
Love that. Such a feel-good Friday story. Right now, though, we're feeling pretty good out there. Temperatures, they're chilly, but it's nothing too terrible. Enjoy today, because the next 7 days are just, they're wild. Right now, though, look at Torrington. This is an area that could see some significant icing coming up later on this weekend. Right now, though, First Alert Live radar not showing much, maybe a flurry down in New London County, but that's about it. Let's go into First Alert Futurecast. We're fast forwarding to tomorrow morning because the rest of today, just windy and cooler. Tomorrow afternoon, anytime after about 12 o'clock, some snow begins to overspread the state, and it's falling at a light to even moderate clip at times. Everybody sees it through 10, 11 o'clock. 4 to as much as 6 inches of snow could fall. And then by Sunday morning, this is when things get tricky because we could have some sleet, freezing rain, especially in the hill towns, maybe a break Sunday morning, but it comes right back Sunday afternoon. Pretty heavy rainfall along the shoreline, clearing by Sunday. We're looking at 4 to 6 inches statewide. This is before an icy mix. Now, in terms of the wind speeds, check out Monday morning, 30 to 40, maybe even as high as 50 miles per hour. Combined with the cold temperatures, yeah, we're feeling sub-zero to wake up on your Monday. And for your Tuesday, look at that, -6 possible in Torrington, as well as Wednesday morning. Very cold weather on the way. Not only do we have the ice, but then the wind speeds with the cold. You could definitely be talking about some isolated power outage issues, something we'll be keeping a very close eye on in the coming days. We'll have much more on your extended forecast. That's coming up with your First Alert 7 Day.